I just had this brutal realization about my business that completely changed the way I think about making money online. I've been running ads, getting decent conversion rates, and I was starting to get more sales every day, but I'm still not profitable. And then I made a mistake that taught me something even more valuable. I paused my ads thinking I was being smart about my ad budget, but that actually messed with the algorithm and killed my momentum completely. Most people focus on getting more sales, better conversion rates, cheaper clicks, but I discovered even with great metrics, even with people buying your product, you can still be heading straight towards bankruptcy. It's about understanding how to maximize your customer's lifetime value. This is week 10 of building my one-person business, and it's all about creating my upsells and order bumps to start making profit with this business. So I've been running ads for about a week now, spending around $50 per day. And I had this moment where everything clicked, but not in a good way. My landing page was converting at around 4%, which isn't actually bad for cold traffic. And I was getting around 1.5 to 2 sales per day with these new AI video ads that I'd been testing. Some days were 0 and some days were 2, but it was averaging out to around that number. But the problem, I was still bleeding money. I have this funnel calculator, basically a spreadsheet where I plug in all my real numbers. Product price, ad costs, CPMs, click-through rates, and conversion rates. And I started running some scenarios. What if I start spending $100 per day? Still losing money. $500 a day? Even worse. If I spend $1,000 on ads per day, I'm just lighting cash on fire at this point. So the brutal truth hit me. Even with decent metrics and people buying my product, I was never going to be profitable by just selling a $15 item. The unit economics simply don't work out when you factor in CPMs and cost per clicks. Metrics like CPM are entirely out of your control. But here is where it gets interesting. Instead of just accepting defeat, I was thinking about this all wrong. Most people create one product, solve one obvious problem, and wonder why their business never scales. They're only addressing what I call the surface pain, the obvious pain that people know they're already struggling with. But successful businesses understand something deeper. Every customer actually has 3 layers of pain, and each layer represents a different opportunity. Let me give you a quick example. Say you're in the fitness space. The surface pain level might be, I want to lose 20 pounds. That's what gets someone to click your ad. But the deeper pain could be, I feel embarrassed about how I look and avoid social situations. And the core pain, I've lost confidence in myself and don't feel attractive anymore. 3 different pain points, 3 different products, and 3 different price points. So I sat down and analyzed my own audience, men who feel stuck in their relationships. And I mapped out their 3 different pain levels. The surface pain is what my front-end product already solves. Men can't ask for space without creating drama. They need those plug-and-play scripts to navigate the conversations without looking weak or making their partner upset. That is a $15 product that gets them in the door. But then there is a deeper pain level, and that is where it gets real. These men feel controlled, trapped, and emasculated in their relationships. Even if it's a healthy relationship, they're subconsciously feeling like they've lost the power in the dynamic. They don't know how to reclaim that inner control and confidence. And that is going to be my order bump, addressing a deeper psychological pain for around $19 to $20. And the core pain, which is their biggest pain, these men have fundamentally lost their power, their identity, their respect, and their attraction because they've been operating from this spineless place. They want to transform from being that weak, fragile guy into someone who's genuinely powerful, confident, and attractive. That is the $47 upsell, the complete transformation. And this completely changed how I look at this business. I wasn't just selling a $15 product anymore. I was looking at massive opportunities to actually help these guys at a deeper level. So I did something that literally took me 20 minutes. I took my existing product and created an audiobook with additional content. And that allowed me to add a small order bump for just $9. That's just a small bump in my average order value, but now I need to create an order bump that's going to increase my average order value to around $30 to $40. And this order bump needs to bridge the surface problem into the deeper emotional work these guys actually need. So that's when I made the decision to actually pause my ads. I know that sounds counterintuitive when you're getting sales, but think about it. I was proving that people wanted to buy from me while simultaneously going broke. And that is not a business, that is just an expensive hobby. The difference between successful entrepreneurs and struggling ones isn't better ad creatives or higher conversion rates, although those do help. It's understanding that customer lifetime value trumps everything else. Right now, my customer lifetime value is $15. But once I build out products that address all 3 pain levels, the same customer could be worth between $60 to $80 or maybe even more. Same traffic, same ad spend, completely different business model. And this is what most gurus preach when they say know your audience, although they don't really explain it properly. It's not about the demographics or surface level survey answers. It's about understanding the emotional journey your customer is actually on. What keeps them up at night? What are they really afraid of? What transformation are they desperately seeking but can't even articulate? And when you map this out correctly, you're not just selling products, you're guiding your customer through a complete transformation. They come to you for the surface problem, but they stay and invest more because you're solving issues that they didn't even realize that they had. So instead of continuing to burn through my ad budget, I'm finishing my order bump and building up my first real upsell. And once I add the $20 $5 order bump, I'll turn the ads back on and test that. But at this point, I'm not just testing whether people will buy, I'm testing whether I can build something that actually scales. Before I end this video, during the weekend, I reran the ads and I was getting absolutely no sales and realized that pausing the ads actually kind of messed up with the algorithm. So on Monday, I'm going to be relaunching ads as new campaigns using the same ad creatives, and hopefully they'll perform much better. Look, this isn't just about building my business or my audience. This 3-layer pain framework works in any market. The people buying from you right now, they have deeper problems they're willing to pay more to solve. You just have to ask the right questions and build the right solutions. So that's it for week 10, learning that unit economics matter more than vanity metrics, mapping out customer pain levels instead of just guessing on what to sell, and realizing that pausing my ads was probably the worst decision I could have made. So make sure to drop a comment down below and I'll see you in next week's video.